Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Duplex Build to Rent. My name is Juan Cristales. We're building duplexes in Texas. I'm going to give you an update on several properties that we have going on right now. Specifically, we have three projects that we're doing right now. These are ground up new construction duplexes. If that's something that interests you, something that you want to learn how to do, new construction ground up, this is the way you do it. And so basically what we're doing specifically here is we're building duplexes. So let me show you kind of where we are. This particular project here is at the corner of MLK and North Campbell. And basically what we did here is just record a video. We have the cabinets that got delivered. Now, one of the things that I think is important to note for you guys here is to ensure that you have a lock and key for these properties once you start getting to about this phase. Now, depending on where you are, right? I mean, it's just depending on where you're building your projects, but sometimes the air conditioning units can be stolen, the ones that are in the attic, not the ones on the exterior. But again, use your best judgment to try to figure it out. So we bought the cabinets yesterday. I don't understand what the heck this is here. I'm just trying to figure out. It looks like somebody cleaned their hands on the wall. But anyways, that kind of stuff happens. Let me show you what's going on next. So as you're building this duplexes, man, you don't specifically need to call in or know much about this electrical scenario that we have going on here, but really the electrician has to know this, right? Because we're building a duplex, so we have unit A and we have unit B. And as you can tell here, we do not have meters. That means that we don't have any power to any of the wires on the inside. Now, in Texas, what they're asking us to do, the specific company is asking us to do this gutter system here. And basically what that does is protects the line from people trying to steal and, just trying to just get away with getting free electricity, which is obviously, a big problem apparently for them. And so that's why now they've made it a standard practice that we have to have this gutter system here. But anyway, so at this point, what happens is the electrician calls in for an inspection. They come in and inspect the top here. I didn't really show you guys that. They inspect this thing here, and then they double check everything inside of these boxes here. So once all that's taken care of and approved, we have to call in the Entergy company, and they want to see a couple of things. The first thing that they want to see is they want to see permits. So you have to call the permitting office and let them know, hey, we have these duplex, this one particular duplex that we need electricity at. So the second thing you have to do is you have to provide accounts for the electricity. So basically what happens is that, you call Entergy. Well, I called Entergy and asked them for new account numbers for this. And so they gave me account numbers. And then so after I did that, I called the permitting office. I said, hey, can you guys send these account numbers with our permits information over to Entergy so they can come give us electricity. So that was taken care of. It's a real simple step, but it's got to get done. Usually the owner is the one who does that. But again, as you can see, that's a big key component of duplexes, that they are independent metered units. So it's actually raining. It actually rained pretty good, and everything's good. I just kind of want to give you guys a cleanup. I try to do my job, my best to try to keep the areas clean as best as we can, and that's really. Hang on a second. Okay, so now we have the cabinets are actually built, and we got some people out there to get this stuff done. And basically, what these guys are doing is just putting all of the cabinets together first and just giving the basic idea of where they're going to be going. Now, when it comes to cabinets, understand there's a couple of things that I think are important for you to know. Most cabinet companies, they will help you. So, like for example, like you go and you're like, hey man, I need kitchen cabinets. Normally, the set of plans comes with like the cabinets sizes and stuff already kind of built in, but they're not 100% accurate. And I'll tell you why. They're not 100% accurate because there's something called a filler. And the filler basically fits in between these two units. You see how this particular face is further out than the edge of the cabinet? That's actually a really good example there. And so basically what that means is that because of that, let me move this over. I don't know how, there it is. And so basically because of that, the dimension of the cabinet isn't going to be exactly precise based off the dimension of the cabinet. So this is the dimension of the cabinet right here, right? But really it's going to be wider all the way out to here because of how it's going to fit in the kitchen. So that's just another thing that we need to know. And I'll be able to explain that to you once these things are fit. Actually, once they're actually installed, you'll be able to see where there's fillers and where there's other little gaps and stuff like that. So all those little dimensions get adjusted as you go on. So the one thing that you need to remember about cabinets is that I'm not expecting you don't have to be a cabinet professional. What you need to do is find a cabinet company who can work with you in case you don't already know how to put together the cabinets, and say, hey, here are my dimensions, here's my set of plans, help me put together the cabinets that I need. And then they will help you pick them out, select them, and they'll tell you which sizes, which dimensions, and which ones are going to go where. They'll draw it up for you, and then once that's completed, they'll select them for you and give them to you, and then the guys can actually install them and do the work themselves. So hopefully that makes sense. You yourself don't need to know a ton about cabinets. There is a cabinet professional at the cabinet store. Sometimes it's either Home Depot or Lowe's, or we get ours in a place called Maxwell Flooring here in Houston. And the guy that works there is very, very, very chill, very cool guy. And he just wants to help you out because he knows that if he gives you good customer service, he's going to get repeat business. All right, so the next project that we have going on here is going to be the Runnels project. This is going to be the 104. And what we ended up doing, and guys, this is just, it's not trial and error. We get the same material every single time, but there's accidents that happen. Pieces get cut. Look, like this is a very perfect example here. I'm going to show you what happened. So these pieces of wood that are right here, okay, that's the fascia. We had a scenario recently while we were there, while I was actually there, where the guys who were cutting, I mean, it's been brutally hot, guys. I mean, I'm talking like crazy hot in Texas. And if you've been outside working for about 4 or 5 hours, your brain begins to slow down. It really genuinely begins to slow down. And so what happens is that these guys, they will cut a piece of wood. There's a dimension, right? Get the piece of wood has to be cut at an angle right here because of it's an end piece. And so what happens? Let's say these guys cut it and they accidentally cut it too short because they're tired, their brain is not working 100%, and they cut it too short. Now what are they going to do with that piece? They're going to use that leftover piece and try to use it here. But now they've wasted an entire piece that could have been used here, and now we needed more material. So one of the things that I think is important for everyone to know whenever you're doing new construction is that, always ask your guys like, hey, what else do we still need at the job site? What else is still missing? So as you can see here, we needed to get some more soffit. This is the vented soffit that goes underneath. You can see it right there. That's this portion here. The vents basically allow for air circulation. That's this part right here. And then the other pieces that we got was the 1x4 trim. The 1x4 trim basically goes around the doors, it goes around the windows and stuff like that. That's what we just needed some stuff now. Some of these guys, man, I'm telling you, it gets hot out there. They accidentally step on the corners and they break them and they pop them off, and that kind of stuff happens. But that's basically where we're at with this one. Had to order a few more pieces of material, sent them over to them, and said, "Hey guys, the material's there. Go ahead and go install it, finish it off." So now this is the last part the last property. This is the 106 Runnels, and basically what we're doing here is I'm taking pictures of all the stuff that got delivered to me. Okay, because one, I want to make sure that we have good accountability. If any stuff ever gets stolen, I like to have lots of pictures so that I can show a police report or whatever the case is. Just for whatever reason. But here's the thing that I'll tell you that I want you guys to grasp out of this thing is that once you're taking these pictures, there's someone that needs to know. So there's a big tenet in construction that I think gets dropped a lot. And that tenet is very basic. It is, what do I know and who needs to know it? That should be something that gets repeated in your head over and over and over and over and over again as an investor, as a builder, as a contractor, whatever you are. What do I know and who needs to know it? And so, I got these pictures, and guess who I sent them to? I sent them to the guys who are actually going to be putting up the framing. So here's some stuff that got delivered. As you can see, it's like super early in the morning here. We had a lot of this wood delivered from Home Depot. We got some other stuff that got delivered at a different time. They're sending me the pictures. So what I'm doing is, as soon as I get the pictures from the delivery team, I'm sending them over to the framer. I'm like, hey guys, this stuff just showed up. It doesn't look like we got all the studs. These are the studs that are wrapped in white. And the stuff here. And so they're like, okay, cool. So we know. And it poured down rain the following day. I mean, it was nasty. so they weren't able to work. But then on Saturday, they were able to get out there and actually get some of this stuff done. So, anyways, as you can see here, we're getting a lot of the stuff, uh, delivered, and basically we're getting ready to start working here. So that's these guys probably like around lunchtime, maybe around 11:30 this morning. They were getting that stuff done, getting all the framing done. As you can see here, we got all the little small detail stuff from Home Depot. These guys didn't know exactly what to do with it. I've explained to you guys these little pink foam roll things go on the bottom here. So basically what we have going on here is that this is like a little thermal shield that goes underneath there. It allows for, the just breathing and like, just a little compression protection there on the edges. Let me see. And I think that's all the pictures I got. Yep. That's all the stuff that I got today, guys, man. This project is moving pretty quickly. We have all of the material there for the roof framing. So, one of the things I tell you guys about is that the framing goes up in three stages, right? This is going to be the wall framing, which is what they're doing right now. They got these braces there holding everything up. The wall framing is going up. Then it's going to be the roof framing that's going to go up. Then they'll do the cornice, which is going to be the edges. And then, we'll do the roof decking, including in that third phase. And then we'll start wrapping the house up. So anyways, this project's looking good, guys. This is all of the updates that I have. I know I've been a little bit slow, but I've been working on something else as well. So I'm excited. If you guys got any questions about the new construction stuff, you guys want to come out and meet me in Willis and, go to one of the projects, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to show you guys around. This stuff is exciting. It's cool. It's fun to start a new project. And we just did the refinance on another project and it came out fantastic. We were out of pocket, no money. I'll share the numbers with you guys a little bit later. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.